So it's the flagship program here of the I Love CVille Network. That is 20 hours of localized content right here out of downtown Charlottesville's The Macklin Building, a storefront studio where you can hear the birds chirp, the fire trucks whiz by with their sirens blazing, Charlottesville's finest protecting the mean streets of the city, Chief Kotches. Big ups to Chief Kotches. We love the police chief on this program. Police chief is a local celebrity, wouldn't you say? Let's weave Judah Wickower in on a two-shot. Let's have some fun. Look at actually keep the headlines on screen. Laura Fonner, we're going to talk Laura Fonner today. Someone let Laura Fonner know. We're going to have some conversations about her move to Common House. I want your take on that, Judah. Mm-hmm. Philip Dow, Scottsville, Virginia, welcome to the broadcast. You got all browser tabs over there closed on the terminal, the network TV, the network computer, Judah?
Yep.
You're the best. You're the best. Who would you say are local celebrities from a city hall or government standpoint? Who's the biggest local celebrity from a city hall, elected, appointed official standpoint? It's got to be Kotches, the George Clooney of policing, right? Chief Kotches, big ups to you. What you've done for Charlottesville in a year is incredibly impressive. Who could rival Chief Kotches? Does Mayor Snook rival Chief Kotches in celebrity status? Like if Chief Kotches and Mayor Snook are walking down the downtown mall, or Chief Kotches or Mayor Snook are having a cold beverage at a local watering hole, let's say they're bellying up to Three Notched, love Three Notch Brewing Company, Scott, George, they've done amazing things. And they're having a Minuteman, or an Emperor of Clouds, or a King of Clouds. Who gets the most notoriety, or folks asking them, what up, how you doing, what's a good word? Is it Lloyd or is it Chief Kotches? Former Mayor Snook or Chief Kotches? I don't think it's any other counselor. Do you?
No. I mean, I think Snook has such a storied history with our city that I think probably more people across more walks of life would recognize him. But I mean, as you've said, Kotches has that George Clooney look. So
the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
The movie star looks. Chief Kotches says, the George Clooney of policing.
Yeah.
Tall guy, stands out, drives a nondescript black Ford Explorer, has a primo parking space in the garage, always carries himself in alpha dog swagger. He's got swagger to him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
I would say the epitome of what you would think with a police officer.
Though it's, we've seen some not so swaggery videos of him playing with, tossing a football to
But
the
still
kids
that alpha dog energy in that Instagram content that Kyle Irvin, the communications director of the Charlottesville Police Department, Kyle Irvin needs a full-time salaried gig. Kyle Irvin does, the communications director. He's helping create this brand of humanized, localized, and personalized with the Charlottesville Police Department. Does a fantastic job, Kyle Irvin. Even when Chief Kotches is playing backyard football or shooting jump shots in 10th and Page.
Or getting dunked in a dunk tank.
Dunk tank at X Park. He still does it with alpha dog swagger, even if I think it's genuine, even if it's humble, but with alpha dog swagger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Few can pull that off. I will agree with you that Mayor Snook, former Mayor Snook, now the mayor is...
now the mayor is Juan Diego Wade.
Oh, Juan Diego Wade. Do we have a photo of Mayor Wade and I that we can put on screen?
We might.
The vice mayor is Brian Pinkston. Do we have a photo of Brian Pinkston that we can put on screen? Maybe a photo of Chief Kotches that we can put on screen?
Oh, man.
Judah Wickower, 3 photos back to back to back. Holly Foster, we're going to get to Mickey Tavern, Monticello purchasing Mickey Tavern. We'll get to that in a matter of moments. I, too, am worried about the fried chicken. In fact, it's the nonprofit, the Thomas Jefferson Foundation, that owns and operates Monticello. And the Thomas Jefferson Foundation is the organization, the nonprofit that purchased Mickey Tavern. The Thomas Jefferson Foundation also owns 400-acre Jefferson Vineyards. And the Thomas Jefferson Foundation runs the Monticello estate. So that entire Thomas Jefferson Parkway will not be commoditized or become commercialized development in any capacity. I think it's a brilliant move by the Thomas Jefferson Foundation. I am worried about the fried chicken. Some have said the best fried chicken in Central Virginia is Michie Tavern, although Craig Hartman would say otherwise, although Wayside Fried Chicken would say otherwise, although the late, great Wilson Ritchie would say otherwise. We'll unpack that on the talk show today. Do you got any pictures you can put on screen, J-Dubs?
I've got Juan Diego.
Juan Diego Wade's on screen? There's the mayor of Charlottesville.
No,
Let us know
yet.
when it's on
Not
screen
yet.
so I can tell the viewers and listeners.
All right, hold on.
I'd say Mayor Snook. We got his photo we can put on screen. I'm asking you to do a lot while also commentating on the
Here's
program.
Juan Diego.
Juan Diego's on screen?
Yeah.
Mayor Wade's on screen now. Everybody look. That's a fantastic behind-the-scenes photo of the I Love CVille Network with Mayor Wade. I would agree with you that it's, if you got Vice Mayor Brian Pinkston, we can put him on screen, and Police Chief Michael Kochis on screen. Pinkston on screen. Pinkston's on screen? Look at BP Brian Pinkston. Pinkston's a tall guy. Who do you think's taller, Brian Pinkston or Mike Kochis?
I don't know.
Look, we're going to try to tell by using my quaff as a barometer in these photos here. Pinkston has got eyeballs to the top of his forehead taller than me. The quaff was pretty tall on this particular photo. Let's go, Chief Kochis.
All right, hold on. I've almost got him.
Okay, because I'm using my thumb as a barometer to see who is taller. Pinkston, I'd say, is a full thumb on screen taller than me. You got Chief Kochis?
Yeah.
Let's go, Chief Kochis. Love Chief Kochis. Love Chief Kochis.
He's not that tall, is he?
Is he on screen?
Yeah.
I got a 10-second delay of what I'm seeing and what you are seeing. The viewers and listeners on a 10-second delay as well. Yeah, it's Pinkston. That, especially since my quaff in that photo is looking way too tall. Looks terrible in my quaff in the Kochis photo. Pinkston's taller.
Yeah, gotta be.
Pinkston's taller. Do we make the argument that Pinkston is the tallest counselor of the last decade? John Blair, this is a question for you. Which Charlottesville City Councilor is taller than Brian Pinkston, let's say over the last 10-year period of time? Carol Thorpe, that's a great question for you. Is Mike Signer taller than Brian Pinkston? Brian Pinkston has got to be taller than Mike Signer. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know if I've ever. I can't remember the last time I saw a picture of Mike Signer.
Mike Signer, I don't think is as tall as Brian Pinkston. I'd say I'll make a confident statement here that Brian Pinkston is the tallest city councilor we've had on the dais in the last 10 years. I may even stretch that window to 20 years. Now, I'll make another confident statement. The tallest city executive we have had that I can remember is former city manager Dr. Terrian Richardson, the one-time college basketball player. Dr. Richardson was very tall. I would say in the neighborhood of 6'5", 6'6" for Dr. Richardson. I'll say Pinkston, the tallest city councilor in the last 20 years. Dr. Richardson, the tallest city executive in the last 20 years. I am open to being corrected. I think the gentleman that can correct me the most on this is the Oracle of Knowledge, John Blair himself, who is watching on LinkedIn, number 2 in the family. Now, I want to go to a number of topics on the show today. First, I want to agree with Judah Wickower. Judah Wickower is a smart man. Ladies, can I highlight single and ready to mingle for the ladies that are watching, or should I not do that?
You can highlight it.
No, I don't want to speak out of turn if you don't want me to highlight it.
I'm
It
single.
did lead to one date.
Yeah.
The single and ready to mingle call to action by yours truly for Inner Circle family member Judah Wickower. Can I do the call to action again?
Sure.
Single and ready to mingle, Judah Wickower. Offer your top 5 qualities for the ladies that are single and ready to mingle that may be watching and listening to the show.
What would I call my top?
What Judah does not do well is
qualities?
particularly sell.
Yeah.
Certainly not himself here. Go ahead. I'm happy to be your wingman on the talk show, but you go first.
I'm thoughtful. I'm good at listening.
Oh, he's a listener. He's a thoughtful listener. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Well, everybody knows I'm not a talker, so let's see. I'm artistic.
Okay.
You're right. I'm not very good at selling myself.
Come on. This is what you said. I'm thoughtful and I'm already. Come on. Why are you blushing over there?
Because I'm not very good at selling myself.
Okay. You want me to do it? I'll be your wingman.
Okay.
We're bellying up to the bar, the same bar where if Chief Conscious and former Mayor Snook were at, and the population inside Three Notch was we were trying to gauge who was the bigger celebrity, Chief Conscious or former Mayor Snook. I agree, it's former Mayor Snook. Former Mayor Snook has the benefit of institutional knowledge and being in the market for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Defense attorney. I mean, he's been in. How long has Mayor Snook been in the market?
I mean, how long has he
40
been
years.
in Charlottesville working?
Yeah. I mean, let's go to his CVillepedia page. Lloyd Snook's CVillepedia page. I think Sean Tubbs has updated that. I'm on Sean Tubbs' updated Lloyd Snook CVillepedia page. He was born in 1953, Lloyd Snook. Did you know that?
Tell me the year again.
Born in 1953.
He's younger than my dad.
When was your dad born? What month?
Well, my dad was born years before then, but my dad was born in October.
So Mayor Snook is 70 years old. I'm going to say that his birthday is not between January 1 and January 10th. 70 years old, Mayor Snook. Born in Plainfield, New Jersey. Beautiful, talented, and very smart wife, Sheila. His partner at his law firm right down the hallway here. A Greenbrier neighborhood resident, Mayor Snook. Smart man. Smart man. Stanford undergrad, economics degree from Stanford, nice. Lloyd Snook. Law degree from the University of Michigan. Go Big Blue. John Blair's going to love to hear that. John Blair's a huge Michigan Wolverine fan. I love the photo of his wife and son on Facebook celebrating the Wolverines' victory. Lloyd Snook's got a law degree from Michigan. I know he was on the Planning Commission. Am I right or wrong on that? I thought he was on the Planning Commission at one time. Was he not? The CVillepedia, let's see here. Yeah, Snook served on the Charlottesville Planning Commission from 1981 to 1989.
Wow.
That means my statement of at least 40 years in Charlottesville is accurate. In fact, it would probably be longer if he was on the Planning Commission from 81 to 89, including a term as chair from 1988 to 1989. He probably didn't just show up and get on the Planning Commission. He probably had time before that.
Yeah.
So maybe you say Snook's been in Charlottesville 50 years. It's hard to argue with that kind of like being ingrained in the community for local celebrity status, right? Mm-hmm. Is he on the short list of celebrity status, Mayor Snook? A short list that would include, I'd say Dave Matthews, the number one most recognizable or the number one most talked about celebrity in this area. Wouldn't you say Dave Matthews?
Yeah, he's probably close to the top.
Well, close to the top alludes to you having other suggestions. So who are those other suggestions close to the top, Judah Wickhauer?
There's Howie Long.
Howie Long's on there. That's a great one. Chris Long, his son.
Sissy Spacek.
Sissy Spacek's a good one.
There's, of course, Grisham.
John Grisham, his son Ty, in the building right next to ours. See the author all the time, John Grisham.
Yeah.
I'd say Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's got a farm in Orange County, although he spends a lot less time here. Technically not his primary residence.
Yeah, I hear less about him than I do about some of the others.
Okay. So we're not going to include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
We can include him. I don't think he's that as close to the top as some of the others.
I don't think we should include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson either, because it's not his primary residence. The other ones you've mentioned, primary residences.
Right.
So if I said Dave Matthews, Sissy Spacek, Chris Long, Howie Long, and Lloyd Snook, how would you rank those five?
You're leaving out Grisham?
Okay. If I'm trying to do a five, would Grisham supersede any of the one that I just mentioned?
I think he might. I think he and Dave Matthews might run about neck and neck.
You're nuts.
Really?
You are nuts. Johnny G, John Grisham, is an author. The facial recognition that comes with an author is just not a lot of visibility. The facial recognition that comes with being a front man of a band named after your birth name is. I just want to make sure that statement is correct.
I mean, well, in that case, then Dave Matthews is the top because none of the others have the facial recognition that he does.
That's why I say Dave Matthews is the top. That's why I said you were nuts. Was he born Dave Matthews? Yeah, his birth name is David John Matthews. I just wanted to make sure words matter. David John Matthews. Interestingly, David John Matthews, his birthday was yesterday, and he's 57 years old, Dave Matthews. I grew up listening to Dave Matthews. Under the Table and Dreaming, still one of my favorite albums or CDs. I'm dating myself. Jeez Louise, CDs. One of my favorite CDs. Under the Table and Dreaming.
Do you even remember cassette tapes?
My first cassette tape of all time was a Bryan Adams cassette tape, like second grade. Side one was I Would Do Anything. Was it I Would Do Anything for Love? Or is that that guy that was in Fight Club?
I think that was Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. God, I just confused Bryan Adams. Judah's laughing his ass off over here.
Because you're so young, it's hilarious.
Because I'm so young?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious that I just got the I'm so young right there. That's the first time in forever. You're right. I'd do anything for love was Meatloaf in 1993, but I won't do that. What was the Bryan Adams love song that was on side one? It's something love. God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank here. It's not When You Love Somebody. It's not Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman. Somebody help us out. What is the Bryan Adams?
Everything I do it for love.
That's the song. Will you sing the chorus for us? This could be one of the things
I remember that from, I think it was the what's his name? The Robin Hood movie.
The Robin Hood movie?
Yeah, with...
which one? Kevin Costner?
Yeah, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner? Robin, that was a great one.
think.
Look into my eyes. You will see. Will you sing the song?
Yeah, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
This could be something that is added to your short list of single and ready to mingle that will attract the ladies and get you on a date. Will you sing the song? He's actually contemplating singing the song. Go ahead. I will stop talking.
I just remember the...
Wait. You're getting distracted.
Yeah, because I don't want to sing it.
It could be on the short list.
That's going to be on one of the things that sets me apart from other guys is that I can sing Bryan Adams, Everything I Do for Love. Wow.
It's a lot of competition out there. It's a Darwinistic world.
Apparently.
You got to stand out.
Got to have one thing you're good at. And my one thing is singing everything I do it for love. Or I do it for you.
Oh, God. All right. Dave Matthews, number one, most recognized, talked about celebrity in town. I'll say number two on that list is, I'll go Howie Long because of his visibility on the pre- and post-game shows on Fox. Number three on that list, is it Chris? Is it Sissy's
His son?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm surprised you're passing up Grisham for all these. I know he's an author, but how many of these people have... I mean, I know Sissy Spacek has been in a lot of movies.
Nora Gaffney is correcting us. Dave Matthews lives in Seattle, Jerry. He has a residence in Charlottesville.
Yeah, I don't think he's...
Stephanie Wells Rhodes says Tony Bennett is up there. Okay, Tony Bennett's got to be on the list. Tony Bennett is on the list. If my wife sees Tony Bennett walking down the street, she may say, "Peace, Jerry. I'm following Tony wherever he's going." I think a lot of ladies watching this program would say the same. Tony Bennett, the men's basketball coach at the University of Virginia, is like, how does one of the best men's basketball coaches of all time also happen to be. Carol Thorpe says Dr. Wes Bellamy. Oh, I know. I think she means that with a little bit of sarcasm there.
Facetiously.
Vanessa Parkhill says Dave Norris. I'm gonna say Tony Bennett is the most recognized celebrity in this town.
How long has he been in Charlottesville?
He's won a national championship and should have the court named after him. His name should be on the court. Tony Bennett, I would say, has been in Charlottesville for at least 15 years. How long would you say? Sports not your cup of tea. Would sports be on the short list of what is going to attract you to the ladies?
It's definitely off the list.
Tony Bennett's 54 years old, born in 1969, June 1, 1969. He became the men's basketball coach at the University of Virginia in 2019, 15 years on the gig, about to be. So that 15-year statement I had was right on point. Sam Elliott, Kevin Yancey says. Sam Elliott does have a crib in this area, but I don't think millennials and younger have any idea who Sam Elliott is. What's the best role Sam Elliott has ever played?
Best role?
Best music role. Best movie role that Sam Elliott has ever played. I need to start writing down the most recognized celebrities. Fans of the program outside, or one of these days, are we going to get flashers in the storefronts, in the studio storefront window?
I hope not.
Depends on who's. All right.
I think you're a little too, what's the word?
Where are you going to go with this?
I think the...
Where are you going to go with this?
You want me to leave it?
No, I want you to go. You go anywhere you want. Dude, I zing you and zag you. You can certainly do it right back. That's what I want with the talk show. Good night. I'm hoping you will do more of that.
I think you're a little too optimistic in the quality of person that's going to be coming and flashing if they do. My point being that, do you really want to see some of that?
Yeah. What are you saying?
I'm saying, what if it's the couple you were just talking to someone about seeing over in the corner in the dark?
I'm equal I don't think we should tell that story.
I know, but I'm saying, would you want to see one of them flashing you through the plate glass?
I'm equal opportunity flasher. For the sake of a story, it would not matter to me. In fact, I would say for the sake of a story, if the flasher was, how would I characterize this while being diplomatic?
I don't know.
I just want the story. I just want the story of the Flash. It does not have to be beautiful in the Flash. I just want the story of the Flash, a Flash of any kind. I want the story. Tony Bennett, number one. Viewers and listeners are offering suggestions. Kevin Yancey, I'm taller than Judah, which is rare for me to say that I'm taller than somebody. Olivia Branch says Ralph Sampson. That's very good. Ralph Sampson needs to be on that list. I mean, when you're 7 foot and you're you're the greatest basketball player in UVA history, you need to be on that list. You got a restaurant named after you. Olivia Branch, the queen of Keswick. Can we get Olivia Branch's photo on screen? She deserves the first photo on screen of any of the viewer and listener. I 100% think Ralph Sampson's on that list. In fact, is Ralph Sampson ahead of Howie Long? I mean, he's over 7 foot tall. Or is Howie Long in the 2 slot? Did you get Olivia Branch on screen?
Not yet.
Olivia Branch is number 23 in the family. I love this photo of the beautiful Olivia Branch with this hat she is wearing. Quintessential chic Olivia Branch. Catherine Lochner says, do not encourage flashers, rather people with poster boards. My wife is texting me, does Wally live here? I don't think Wally lives here. Jude has no idea who that is.
We talking about the Wally that was just on the show?
Oh, Wally Walker? Yeah, Wally Walker. Oh, I think that is who she's talking about. I thought she was initially texting me about the musician. But wonderful Wally Walker does live here now in the Ivy area. I won't dox where he lives, but wonderful. No, Kevin Yancey, not 5'6", 5'8", 5'9", thank you very much. 5'8", 5'9". Do we have the photo of me next to Wally Walker from yesterday? We took a photo of me next to Wally Walker, and I was like, I mean, Mother Day. I need to stand on like 10 phone books. Do you have that photo you can put on screen?
Yeah, just a second.
Oh, Carol Thorpe says the West Bellamy comment was in response to who is the tallest counselor in the last 10 years. I say Brian Pinkston is taller than Dr. West Bellamy. Brian Pinkston taller than Dr. West Bellamy, I would say, but I appreciate your suggestion. I'll go Ralph Sampson in the 2 slot, ahead of Howie Long. Most recognized local celebrities in town, Ralph Sampson in the 2 slot. I'm putting Howie Long in the 3rd slot. So Tony Bennett is number 1. Stephanie Wells Rhodes was exactly right that Tony Bennett needs to be number 1. We need to get Stephanie Wells Rhodes' photo on screen, please, sir. Key member of the family. She is number 22 in the power poll and climbing the rankings. Tony Bennett, number 1. That's from SWR. Ralph Sampson, Olivia Branch, number 2 slot. Howie Long, everyone's saying Howie Long. That's in the 3 slot. Who's in the 4 slot, J-Dubs? You're going to go Grisham? And I still need to highlight the short list of Judah's dateable qualities as his wingman because he's single and ready to mingle. Man, I'm getting a lot of messages on this here.
All right, here's Stephanie.
Stephanie's on screen, 22 in the family. Great comment. Tony Bennett, she's got the number 1 suggestion on the list right now. There's a comment on LinkedIn that I can't see. Do you think Grisham should be on there, J-Dubs?
What's this list again? Is this a new one?
The one we're talking about.
All right, you're changing.
Dave Norris might be taller than Brian Pinkston.
He probably is.
Do we have the Dave Norris photo that we can put on screen? You could probably just take it off the wall. Go to the studio camera. I'll take it off the wall. And then have the Brian Pinkston photo ready to go.
Here's Wally.
Are you you got Wally on screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wally is tall.
I think he's ducking too.
I think Wally was intentionally hunching to not make me feel bad.
Yeah.
Is he on screen?
Yeah.
What do you mean he was ducking? You think he was slumping his shoulders to not make me feel bad?
You and the other Jerry.
Jerry's taller than I am. Hootie's taller than I am.
Yeah,
I think he's intentionally dunking. I tried to stand forward in this picture
2 or 3 inches.
I tried to use a broadcaster and media mogul's tip or strategy, where if you stand forward in the frame, front in the frame, you command more of the picture. I tried to do that, and still he was taller than me. Studio camera. Are you studio cameraing it?
I am now.
We're on the studio camera? All right. I'm going to get Dave Norris.
Hold on.
Oh, my gosh. Dave Norris, the LeBron James of local politics, is way taller than me. You get the Brian Pinkston image on screen. Tell us when Brian Pinkston is. Well, you don't need to go to the studio camera now.
Well, I was already on the studio camera.
All right. Here's Dave Norris. Are we on a 1 shot?
Just a second.
Dave Norris, I'm trying to use the thumb on the coif as the barometer of height. I am short. Dave Norris is taller than Brian Pinkston. John Blair's exactly right. James Watson says Signer is tall. I did suggest Signer as well. James, thank you for watching. We love James Watson. I'd say Dave Norris, this photo right here, are they seeing it?
Yep.
Dave Norris is taller than Brian Pinkston. So the tallest city councilor or elected or appointed official in the last 20 years, this is the tallest one, the LeBron James of City Hall, Dave Norris himself, right there.
That's good.
Brian Pinkston is in the 2 slot.
Yeah.
I'll say
Here's
Mike
Brian
Signer is
Pinkston.
in the 3 slot. Dave Norris, there's your answer. Dave Norris might even be more recognizable than Lloyd Snook from celebrity status because of the height and the redness of his hair and beard.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Tony Bennett, number 1, most recognized celebrity. Ralph Sampson, number 2, most recognized local celebrity. Howie Long, number 3, most recognized celebrity. John Grisham, are we going Grisham in the 4 slot? Are we going Johnny G in the 4 slot?
Sure, why not?
Holly Foster says Howie Long should be number 1. We got him in the 3 slot. I'll go John Grisham for Judah's sake in the 4 slot. Catherine Lochner, I love your comments today. The 5 slot, I'm going to go, is the 5 slot Dave Norris or Lloyd Snook, most recognized celebrities? It's a question for you there, J-Dubs.
I know. I'm thinking.
We can't have dead air.
I don't think it matters. I think just
don't think
pick
it
one.
matters.
I mean,
I don't think it matters. Oh, man.
once you start getting in the 5s and 6s, it's like, okay, are you gonna pick Dave because he's tall and has red hair, or
Lloyd because he's been here 50 years.
Lloyd because he's got white hair and
He's been here 50 years.
and he's more recently been on the council.
Most recently been mayor. Yes. Those are determining factors. So what are we picking? You could be the barometer here, the judge and the jury.
And I said none of that matters. I just
Oh
pick
my
one.
goodness gracious! For the sake of a talk show, please pick one.
All right, Dave.
Dave Norris in the
I don't
5
care.
slot.
I
We got.
literally have no horse in this race.
We got. It doesn't
Like,
matter if you have a horse in the race. It's the sake of a talk
He's
show.
tall and has red hair.
We got Lloyd Snook in the 6th slot. Deep Throat, I'm going to you in a matter of moments. And I got Chris Long in the 7th slot. People are saying Dave Matthews should not be on the list because his primary residence is Seattle. And it's the same logic being used for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, whose primary residence is not Orange County and is a state out there. Oh my gosh, Dave Norris is being also suggested by Deep Throat. Look at what Deep Throat has. The photo on the thread with Deep Throat. That's Julian Talaferro in that photo as well, and former Mayor Dave Brown, and Hooja. That is a fantastic photo. Who is the lady in the center here, Deep Throat? Can you go to the private messaging channel that Deep Throat and I communicate through and put the photo on screen that he has? That he has sent? Do we have that on screen?
No, we don't have it on screen yet.
Let me know. Can you let me know when that's on screen?
Yeah.
Thank you kindly. Am I asking for too much?
No, but thinking that I've already got it on screen when you literally just mentioned it 3 seconds ago.
Sorry. Kevin Costner, Robin Hood movie for sure. So he's talking about the Prince of Thieves. That was a darn good movie. Ginny Who, watching the program. She's got qualities for Judah. That is so nice. Ginny Who says Judah is introspective. He chooses his words carefully. He's kind. He loves Liza. All great qualities for a woman to appreciate.
Thank you.
That was so nice,
Thank you,
Ginny
Ginny.
Who. I'm
I
going to
appreciate
respond
that.
to that. This is so nice, Ginny. I 110% agree with you. That was kind. Judah liked that.
Thank you.
Is the Deep Throat photo on screen?
Not yet, but it's extremely
I think all the
small.
all the qualities she just outlined for Judah are the complete opposite of me. I do love Liza, though. You know I love Liza.
Yeah.
I want to think that I'm kind most of the time. I think I choose my words carefully. Introspective. Thank you. Do we have the Deep Throat photo on screen?
Not yet.
That's Hooja.
I don't know how well this is going to be.
Because it's a small sized image, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Got to remember where I put it too.
I'm getting a call from a banker right now trying to do a deal. 12:30 to 1:30 is not a good time to call me for the bankers that we're trying to do deals with. Thomas Jefferson. People are suggesting Thomas Jefferson or James Monroe or William Faulkner. Well, Thomas Jefferson is not alive.
He did.
James Monroe and William Faulkner are not alive. Sam Shepard could be on the short list, but I don't think millennials and younger know Sam Shepard. And Dave Matthews, we've discounted him as a local celebrity because technically he lives in
I mean, if you're talking about millennials,
Seattle.
how many millennials know who?
Millennials know who Dave Matthews is. Deep Throat shared the link where the photo
but
is.
Do they know who Lloyd
Can
Snook
we get
is?
this photo on screen?
Just
Lloyd
a
Snook is the mayor of Charlottesville, or was the mayor of Charlottesville, and is a 2-term city councilor, and is a defense attorney, and has been doing it for decades. I would think people know Lloyd Snook for a number of
What does
reasons
that have to do
besides
with
just being...
millennials?
What's that?
What does any of that have to do with millennials?
Millennials can get in trouble with the law. Not all millennials, some millennials. Everyone gets in trouble with the law. He's a defense attorney. He's one of the longest running defense attorneys. What defense attorney has had more time and tenure in this community? I mean, Scott Goodman's probably on that list. How many people? Scott Goodman is another local celebrity, the defense attorney.
All right. I got this. It's a tiny picture, so it's a little bit grainy when I.
Oh, you put it on screen?
Yeah.
He also shared a link of where that's coming from. Who is the woman in the middle? That's Hooja on the left, a one-time mayor of Charlottesville. That's Dave Norris on the left. Obviously, you know Dave Norris, mayor of Charlottesville. That's Julian Talafaro, who is just as tall as Dave Norris, if not taller. Julian Talafaro, if I extended that 20-year window to longer than that, he would, I mean, when was Julian Talafaro the fire chief? I think we just might have found
The tallest person in Charlottesville?
the tallest Charlottesville elected official or appointed official. He was the fire chief until, I think we just found it. Let's see. Talafaro served for fire chief for almost 34 years. He retired in 2005. There's your tallest, Julian Talafaro. Do you have that photo? He's taller than Dave Norris in this picture. You see it, right?
Yeah.
Julian Talafaro is taller than Dave Norris, and he was fire chief in 2005, which falls within the 20-year window. Julian Talafaro, your tallest elected or appointed City Hall resident.
All right.
City Hall team member, not resident. What's Talafaro, like 6'6"? Julian Talafaro, interestingly, is 82 years old. He posts on Facebook photos of he and his wife out and about around town. I love seeing the photos. He's married to Patricia Talafaro. He's also a former member of City Council and a vice mayor who served from 2006 to 2009. That's a great piece of information for you. Not only a fire chief for Julian Talafaro, but a former councilor and vice mayor. Gosh, I'm learning stuff on the fly. He was on the ballot when Norris and Rob Schilling were on the ballot. Rob Schilling, the last Republican to sit on City Council in Charlottesville, Virginia. That is fantastic. Miss Holly Edwards. Oh, that's Holly Edwards, James Watson? I did not know that. Can we get James Watson's photo on screen? James Watson is number 5 in the family. He says that's Holly Edwards in the center. Thank you, James Watson. I did not know that. Thank you. That is Holly Edwards. Put that photo back on screen if you can. I don't know how we got on these topics today. It's been a fun show. I need to do Judah's short list that would be on his, is it Bumble? Are you on Bumble?
Bumble, or what's the other one?
I'm married.
Oh, I know.
You're single and ready to mingle. Is it Hinge? You're the one that's supposed to be in the game here. Oh, he's pulling out his phone and he's looking at the dating app.
I've got them in a folder somewhere. I never use them, but...
Which dating apps are in that folder on your phone?
Here we go.
Bumble? Hinge?
Bumble, Tinder, and
Judah.
Upward.
Tinder. Whoa. Looking for a little... Bumble, Tinder, and what?
Something called Upward. I don't think I've ever used it. I think it might be a Christian one.
Oh, cool. Props. That's cool. That's cool. What's on the... Can you read your profile? Or is that too personal?
My Bumble profile?
Your Bumble bio. Your Bumble bio. That's the late Holly Edwards. Olivia Branch confirms. Logan Wells-Clalo says Sissy Spacek. Sissy Spacek is definitely in the top 10, I'd say. I'll put Sissy Spacek at number 8. I'll go Tony Bennett number 1. Ralph Sampson 2. Howie Long 3. John Grisham 4. Dave Norris 5. Lloyd Snook 6. Chris Long 7. Sissy Spacek 8. What's the Bumble bio say? Can you say Bumble bio 3 times fast?
Yeah.
Bumble bio, Bumble bio, Bumble bio. Can you do it?
Bumble bio, Bumble bio, Bumble bio.
Okay, what's your Bumble bio say? Deep Throat's not sure that Talafaro is taller than Dave Norris. He is standing closer to the camera. Look at the carpet. That's a trick. That's the trick that I was using with Wally Walker, and still he was a foot taller than me. I was trying to stand closer in the frame. It's a media mogul's trick, a media strategist's trick. What's the Bumble bio say?
Let me see. I got to figure out how to. I haven't been on this thing in like months.
This is an indication. This is a microcosm. Judah just realized he has 18 connections that he hasn't checked in months. What's the Bumble bio say?
Let's see. Just a thoughtful geek. I read a lot, and sometimes I art. Love my dog Liza Bean. What a sweetheart. I have awesome women in my life, as you can see from the pictures of my sisters and mom, and my new niece.
Oh, that was great. That was fantastic. That was a very well-written bio. I sincerely mean that.
Thank you. It obviously hasn't worked very well, but I like it.
Well, you didn't realize you had 14 connections. You just logged in for the first time in 180 days.
You have heard of notifications, right? Like, I get a Bumble notification every single day saying something like, hey, did you know that it's blah, blah, whatever season? Find your next connection.
I would say this. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I don't think there's a single person on this planet right now that knows you better than I do.
Okay.
I
think my parents probably do.
I disagree. I've spent 50 hours a week with you roughly for the last 13 years. Obviously your parents know you well, they're your parents. But they don't spend 50 hours a week with you for 13 years.
Okay.
Okay. This is what as your wingman, this is what I would say. You ready? He's extremely kind. That's 100% fact. One of the kindest, most high integrity, high character, thoughtful, pure people out there. Incredibly talented individual. Fantastic problem solver. Anything he puts his mind to, he's going to figure out. Very much enjoys the outdoors. Very much enjoys movies. Very much is a dog animal lover. Willing to try new things. Listens to learn. Does not have to carry the conversation, but still offers value in conversation.
Occasionally.
You're marginalizing yourself. What are you doing? God. Snappy dresser, homeowner, quality job, lover of Charlottesville. Single and ready to mingle, ladies. Judah B. Wickower. Younger than he looks. What's the phrase?
Older than I look and younger than I feel.
Older than I look and younger than I feel. That's why we call ourselves the Young Cowers. There it is. All right, we got to get to some news. Great start to the show. First topic, Laura Fonner is not opening a downtown mall restaurant. She announced this on a Facebook post yesterday. I was initially disappointed by this. Someone let Laura Fonner know we're talking about our Facebook post from yesterday.
It's going to make it a lot harder to sample her wares.
This is why I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I was disappointed because I think she's an incredible chef.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
She knows food like the Pope knows holy water. What she makes, I haven't had something that Laura Fonner has made or created that was not dynamic or delicious or downright delectable.
Yep.
And as she was pursuing co-ownership, I think it was with J.R. Hadley, with the former Passiflora space, the former Commonwealth Sky Bar space, selfishly, I was excited to try the restaurant. Oh, we got a Bumble notification?
I just got a Bumble notification.
From whom? That's the power of the show right there.
This bee gets it. You've got to like. Time to see if it's a match.
There you go.
But
you're getting matched on Bumble.
But they never actually show it to you. You have to like go through and pick the right person in order for that to actually be a match.
Because they want you to engage with the app.
I know that.
So they could monetize the app.
I know that.
This is the business we're in.
I'm not sure why you're arguing with
me.
I'm
Connect with Judah, Bumblebees, please. I selfishly was so excited for Passiflora and Laura's restaurant to open.
Yeah.
Because it's right around the corner from our studio and everything she makes is good. And she understands the concept of like creating an ambiance and creating a brand. She's so good at building a brand. Mm-hmm. Like she gets utilizing social media to build a brand.
Yeah.
She is fantastic in the back of the house, fantastic at building a team, fantastic at taking care of her team. And she's had some, and I think she would agree with this, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, she's had some bad luck when it's come to restaurants.
Oh,
and
no
it's
doubt.
bad luck that's not necessarily been in her control or because of her doing.
Right.
She had a tough time with the play out of Dooners. COVID and the pandemic had something to do that. She had an impossible situation with a sketchy business partner. I won't get into that story. I think we all know that. At her location in the former Shabine spot.
Yeah.
And she's going to Common House, and it's Common House's gain. Common House has got arguably one of the best chefs in a 300,000 person market making food for them.
Yeah.
The tough part of Laura being the executive chef at Common House or the chef at Common House is it's a private club.
Yeah.
It's a private club, and her food is so good it should be tried by the masses, by the many. And in the Common House scenario, it's something that will not be able to happen.
Right.
Because it's a private club.
Yeah.
And I would assure you that was something that she considered seriously.
Yeah.
But she's got to make a living.
Right.
And having a business that's stable, when it's a food and beverage business or some kind of food and beverage business, is probably important to someone at this point of their career.
No doubt.
And neither you, nor I, nor her are spring chickens anymore. And Common House can help fortify or strengthen its business model by the additional revenue streams that it has. Membership and the events it does. So it's not just tied to covers and liquor sales or beer sales or wine sales and food sales. It has insulation and protection to keep it going. I will highlight, viewers and listeners, we broke this news on the program. Common House, Market Street, the building, not the business. The building, not the business, is currently for sale. I'm going to go check my database right here to make sure it's still for sale. It was for sale. We broke this news on this talk show. Let's see, database. Yeah, still for sale. 206 West Market Street. This is the building, not the business. Johnny Pritzloff has the listing. Jenny Stoner co-listing, I believe, as well. 7,500 square feet. 10 parking spaces. So I'm happy, as I dot the I's and cross the T's on this, I'm happy for Chef Fonner. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that she found what she calls a home. I think she, without question, deserves it because we haven't agreed on everything.
No doubt.
But in the grand scheme of things, she's A-plus people and one of the good guys in this town, good gals in this town. Selfishly, I am not a member of this club, and selfishly, I'm disappointed I won't be able to try her food unless invited.
Agreed.
But I think Common House has got a rock star for a team member here. Mm-hmm. Holly Foster and Henrico says the mill room at Boar's Head could use Laura Fonner's talents. Anyone could use Laura Fonner's talents. I would love if the mill room had her as well. So I go there from time to time. Are we on a one-shot?
We soon will be.
There's a lot of talk that Blue Ridge Country Store may be closing down. It's on the interwebs. They haven't been open in some time. And the chitter-chatter, the scuttlebutt is potential closing. And the downtown mall, if this is true, it's if. I will say that on Reddit, what appears to be the previous owner of Blue Ridge Country Store Patty and her husband are interacting on Reddit saying that it appears to be, and this is according to Reddit, and according to the comments there, according to Big Daddy Dan, Patty's husband, his name was Dan. Big Daddy Dan said on a Reddit board that, and I'll quote, I want to get this verbatim, so there's no issue here on my part. All right. I'm going to the comments, so I'm not misspoking. God, I'm literally getting phone call. I can't pick this up right now. My phone is ringing. This is Big Daddy Dan, the longtime owners, mid-1990s to 2022, sold it to a new guy who's being evicted and declaring bankruptcy. Food and beverage is not for everyone. If that is true, that will be a significant loss for the downtown mall. Their salad bar was fantastic. This particular side of the downtown mall, the pavilion side of the mall, cannot really afford to lose other businesses.
Right.
Because it's already kind of deserted. And I'll cut to the chase. The downtown mall in totality has seen some better days. Mm-hmm. It's rather empty, and it's a shadow of its former self. And Blue Ridge Country Store has been around for decades. I'm talking like 30-some years, 40 years, close to 40. So let's hope this isn't true, but I'm pretty confident that the poster is the previous owner. We'll follow that closely. We also broke this news to you weeks ago on the show. This is an interesting story. If we're on a one-shot, the Thomas Jefferson Foundation has purchased Michie Tavern, their neighbor. The Thomas Jefferson Foundation owns and operates the Monticello estate, also the 400-acre Jefferson Vineyard. The positive of this is the Thomas Jefferson Parkway is now going to be controlled by one entity, a nonprofit that's committed to maintaining Thomas Jefferson's legacy. They have Jefferson Vineyard, they have Monticello, they have Michie Tavern. So that parkway, that stretch cannot be commoditized or commercialized. The concern everyone has is what's going to happen with the staff of Michie Tavern, local people. What's going to happen with the staff? The other concern, selfish concern, first world problems concern, is what's going to happen with the fried chicken.
Right. I've heard they're outsourcing to some company from elsewhere.
Pennsylvania is the talk, the scuttlebutt, the insider information is. And if the fried chicken recipe is impacted in any capacity, there will be some angry people.
Oh, yeah.
Because that fried chicken is fantastic. Olivia Branch says she will gladly invite us to join her at Common House. Olivia, you are awesome. Thank you, Olivia Branch. You are awesome, kind. Olivia. Thank you, Olivia. So that's the news. Michie Tavern purchased by the Thomas Jefferson Foundation. Judah's got the second item of news. City schools. We should highlight the positive when it comes to our public schools. Charlottesville High School in particular has had a tough couple of years with negative news. We have positive news for you. Judah Wickower, the positive news, my friend.
The positive news is that they have a full staff of bus drivers.
Charlottesville City Schools in totality, not just the high school.
Yeah. And they have any child who previously needed a ride to school now has one. I think that's great news.
That's great news. That is excellent news. We need Albemarle County to follow suit now. Albemarle County is close. They're filling the buses up with bus drivers, and they're getting the walking buses to turn into actual driving buses. And they're minimizing the lateness, the tardiness of arrival and departure, the school arrival and home arrival post-school, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So props to Charlottesville City Schools for solving the problem. Mm-hmm. Props. Positive. Next item of positivity from Judah Wickower.
Charlottesville is adding a plaque to Court Square Park. They're going to mark the mark the area where previously slaves had been sold on auction. Incredibly,
It's about darn time.
yeah.
It's about darn time. They're memorializing.
It's going to say enslaved men, women, and children were sold between 1762 and 1865 at various Court Square locations, outside taverns, at the Jefferson Hotel, at the Number Nothing building, on a tree stump, and from the steps in front of the Albemarle County Courthouse, wherein records of such sales were filed and are still archived.
Love it. Good move. Good move. Not avoiding history or sidestepping history or disregarding history, but instead commemorating and memorializing history so we can learn from history. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we're supposed to do from history is to learn from history.
Yeah. So we can be better.
So you can be better. That is great news. Mazi Vogler, welcome to the show. Last item out of the notebook here before we close the program down, the juicy details with Hillary Lewis Murray. She will have her second show that she's ever done as host today at 2:15 p.m. You let us know who her guest is here, Judah Wickower. It's a show hosted by a woman, produced by a woman, created by a woman, archetyped by a woman, executed by a woman, and she is absolutely fantastic. Hillary Lewis Murray on the I Love CVille Network today at 2:15 p.m. Who's her guest?
Hillary is a wonderful interviewer, and today she's going to have stress specialist, nutrition hacker, and host of the podcast Stop Faking Fine, Dana Lewis.
Dana Lewis. I was moved by an aspect of Dana Lewis's bio, which I read, where I believe her husband passed away.
Yeah, I think it was 2013.
From, I believe, cancer.
Yeah.
2013. And she was so overcome with grief with her husband passing away, she had to navigate the process of grief. And her story was motivating and moving.
Yeah.
That's 2:15 p.m. today on the I Love CVille Network. The juicy details with Hillary Lewis Murray. That is the Wednesday edition of the I Love CVille Show. We hope you had as much fun as we did today. If you like the show, tell somebody about the program, please. Write in the comment section, great show. We work hard for you, and the only thing we ask in return is if you like and share the show and spread the gospel. For Judah Wickower, the mayor of Bumble, for Judah Wickower, the king of Tinder, for Judah Wickower, the titan of Hinged, I'm lowly Jerry Miller, and this is the I Love CVille Show. Thank you kindly for joining us. So long, everybody.